morning, your majesties. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you that are new here, welcome to my YouTube channel. Happy day 24 of Christmas. Merry Christmas Eve to y'all. I hope y'all are having an amazing Christmas Eve. Annabelle says hi. I just want to let y'all know that you will be meeting Miss Tashi tomorrow. I'm so excited. You guys are going to love her to death. She is the sweetest little thing ever. She's a biter, y'all. Like, she likes biting my hair. She likes everything. Okay. I believe I told this story before on my channel, but you know what? We're gonna bring it back. So why not? Okay, this one's called Bay Window. And I think it's appropriate because it has to do with snow. So, The Bay Window is a scary tale about a young girl who sees something spooky when she's left home alone one snowy winter's eve. Okay. One cold winter night, a 16-year-old girl named Brittany Snow was home alone watching TV. Her parents had gone out to a dinner at a friend's house. It had been snowing heavily all afternoon, but Brittany felt nice and snug as she sat on the sofa in the lounge, tucked up under a warm, fuzzy blanket. By midnight, Brittany's parents were still not home, and she began to feel uneasy. She didn't want to call them in case they thought that she couldn't take care of herself. Okay. Okay, yeah. The television was in the corner. The television was in the corner, one of the room right next to the big bay window. She was watching one of her favorite movies, a horror film named Prom Night, when suddenly out of the corner of her eye, she noticed something moving in the bay window. Through the darkness and the falling snow, she could make out the figure of a man walking towards the window. As he got closer, she was able to make out his face, and it filled her with horror. The man's face was hideously scarred, his eyes were wild and crazy, and he seemed to be grinning maliciously at her. Frightened, Brittany pulled the fuzzy blanket over her head and tried to hide. I don't know if that really works, but okay, you do you, girl, but she hardly dared to move. Slowly, she pulled the blanket aside enough to peer out with one eye. The man was still there. He was just standing there, staring directly at her as the snow fell behind them. Then he reached into his coat and pulled something out. It was a long knife. Terrified, Brittany pulled the blanket back over her head and hoped that the madman would think, it was just a pile of blankets sitting on the sofa. She managed to move her hand slowly over to her pocket and took out her mobile phone. Pressing the buttons in a panic, she dialed 911 and held her breath as she waited for an answer. When the operator asked, "What is your emergency?" Brittany put the phone close to her face and whispered, "There's a man outside my window. He's got a knife. Please come here quickly." She sat motionless under the blanket as the minutes ticked by. Eventually, she heard sirens outside and the police started banging on her front door. Brittany pulled off the blanket and rushed to the front door, letting the two police officers inside. They said they had seen no trace of anyone outside her house. Really? "He was right there," said Brittany, pointing out the bay window. to her snow-covered front lawn. That's not possible, said the female officer. There couldn't have been anyone out there. The snow is completely undisturbed. If there was someone out there, they would have left footprints. What indeed? But he was standing right there, staring straight at me, said Brittany. I saw him with my own 2 eyes. You know, your eyes can play tricks on you, said the male officer. Maybe you've been watching too many scary movies. The officer turned to leave when all of a sudden, the female officer stopped dead in her tracks. She pulled back the sofa that Brittany had been sitting on. Her jaw dropped and her eyes widened in shock. Brittany and the male officer gasped. On the carpet behind the sofa was a trail of wet footprints and a discarded knife. You weren't looking at a man outside, said the female officer. You were looking at his reflection. He was standing right behind you all along. You feel stupid now, male officer? Jeez. That's very scary. But you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of When a Stranger Calls. You know how when she tries to call the police and the police are saying like, ma'am, get out of the house now. The call is coming from inside the house. That's what that reminds me of. But yeah. That is scary. But that's one way to start that's one way to start your Christmas Eve. But let me know if y'all enjoyed this video. So if you guys are new here, hi, I'm Princess Peyton. Hit the red button to become your majesty and hit the bell notification so you're notified every time I upload a video. And I love you guys so much. You guys are the best human beings ever made. And you're the king of my heart, and the song lyrics of Taylor Swift. And I will see you guys in tomorrow's video with Daisy Majesty, Brother Majesty, King Father, and Mommy Majesty, and Tashi Majesty. You guys are going to love her so much. I cannot wait for you guys to meet her. So I will see y'all tomorrow for Princemas Day. So I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys tomorrow with my whole family. I love you. Bye. Mwah.